Spinal backboards are used to immobilize a victim so they are not further injured during extrication and transport. At least 2 lifeguards are needed to place and secure a victim on a backboard. The mechanics of using a spinal backboard are essentially the same in both deep and shallow water, although rescuers aren't able to stand in deep water. Remember, your priority is to care for any life-threatening conditions. If at any time during the procedure the victim is not breathing or has other life-threatening conditions, immediately remove the victim from the water and provide appropriate care. To place and secure a victim who is breathing on a backboard in shallow water, the rescuing lifeguard provides inline stabilization using the head splint technique and walks the victim toward the side of the pool while the assisting responder brings the backboard to the edge of the water. With head immobilizers removed, but within reaching distance, the assisting responder on deck places the board at an angle in the water against the wall, submerging the headspace of the board if possible. Using the overarm head splint, the rescuing lifeguard gently guides the victim onto the board, placing the victim's head on the designated headspace of the backboard. The assisting responder takes over inline stabilization by grasping the victim's arms between their shoulders and elbow, making sure that the board is secure on the pool edge. The rescuing lifeguard secures a strap high across the victim's chest and then stabilizes the victim by placing one hand and arm on the victim's chin and chest and the other hand and arm under the backboard as the assisting responder places the victim's arms across their chest. The assisting responder secures the victim's head to the backboard using the head immobilizer device and secures the head immobilizer by placing a strap across the victim's forehead. When the victim is secured, the rescuing lifeguard moves to the foot of the board while the assisting responder holds the backboard at the head of the board from the pool deck. The assisting responder signals and lifts the head of the backboard to the pool deck if necessary. The rescuing lifeguard pushes the backboard as the assisting lifeguard pulls. The assisting responder steps backward, then carefully lowers the backboard to the ground. Lifeguards assess the victim's condition and provide appropriate care. Some facilities may feature pools with high edges or a large gap between the surface of the water and the pool deck. This can make spinal backboarding and extrication more challenging. In situations like this, lifeguards use a similar technique, but the assisting responder enters the water instead of remaining on the deck. The assisting responder removes the head immobilizer device and places it within reaching distance on the pool deck, then enters the water and submerges the backboard. The assisting responder positions the board under the designated headspace. The rescuing lifeguard maintains inline stabilization while both lifeguards move the victim and backboard to the side of the pool. Once at the side of the pool, the assisting responder positions a rescue tube under the head of the backboard for support, then takes over inline stabilization by placing both hands on the victim's arms and applying pressure. The rescuing lifeguard secures a strap high across the victim's chest and then stabilizes the victim by placing one hand and arm on the victim's chin and chest and the other hand and arm under the backboard. The assisting responder then lowers the victim's arms, then secures the victim's head to the backboard using the head immobilizer device and strap across the victim's forehead. After placing the head immobilizer and forehead strap, the assisting responder holds the backboard at the head while the rescuing lifeguard exits the water. The assisting responder passes the backboard to the rescuing lifeguard who is now on the pool deck, then moves to the foot of the board. The rescuing lifeguard signals and lifts the head of the backboard to the pool deck.
1, 2, 3.
Once the head of the backboard is on the deck, the rescuing lifeguard signals again,
1, 2, 3.
And the assisting responder pushes the backboard as the rescuing lifeguard pulls. The rescuing lifeguard steps backward, then carefully lowers the backboard to the ground. Lifeguards assess the victim's condition and provide appropriate care.